Hey everybody, it's Jimmy and Ange. Ange, today what we're talking about is 17 facts about living in Florida. Not 10, not 20, but 17.
17.
Okay?
Lucky 17.
I wrote down 17 facts that I'm like, you know what? We keep doing videos about pros and cons about living in Florida. And people are saying, well, something clean, like, okay, here are the facts. Okay, you're moving to Florida. This is what you're going to run into. So before you start packing your flip-flops and moving to Florida and trying to enjoy yourself, watch this video till the end, because some of these facts might be deal breakers. And if you disagree with me, please comment below. That's really important. In the meantime, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you need a home inspector anywhere in Tampa, I'm available, or a real estate agent anywhere in the United States. We got you covered. So I'll just jump right into it.
Okay.
These are no particular order, but to me, these are the facts about living in Florida. All
Go
right?
for it.
Florida is unique from every other state.
Oh, without a doubt. 100%.
Okay? So you really, before you like, you know what, I'm moving to Florida, you really need to know about these facts, okay? They might be a pro to you, they might be a con to you, but here's the facts. All right. No state income tax. Florida is one of the few states that doesn't tax your income, making it appealing for retirees and high earners. A lot of people, that's an appeal, especially for the high earners.
Yeah, but it's almost like a backwards appeal. Like, people don't realize that certain other things cost you more money.
And we're going to go over all that stuff, okay? But right now, when people are saying, what is it, 5 states that don't have income tax?
I think so, something like that. Yeah, it's 5 or 6.
Okay. Yeah. So Florida is one of them. So a lot of people are leaving like New York, Connecticut, Jersey, and like, you know what? I'm out of there. I don't want to pay state income. California?
Totally, yeah. Like, California is crazy, like what they charge. You know, it's like you're throwing them. Just think about it. It's you're always gonna have to pay federal tax. But if you can save, if your state taxes, even if it was 10 or 15, 20%, that's can be several $1,000s a year more in your pocket.
Totally agree. Okay. Fact number 2, high property insurance costs. Due to hurricanes, flooding, and aging infrastructure, property insurance can be shockingly expensive. I've done so many videos on insurance, not just homeowners insurance, but car insurance. Florida is one of the few states that when you say to people, hey, how much you're paying for car insurance, usually when I lived in New Hampshire, Maine, Colorado, wherever I lived, I would say, yeah, I paid $1,500 a year, $2,000 a year.
Yeah.
It goes by the year. Over here, it goes by the month. So if you ask a Floridian how much you pay car insurance, like, oh, $400 or $500 for car insurance. Sometimes it's more than the actual car payments. And homeowners insurance, sometimes you can't even get insurance.
No, it's true. Yeah. And it's not the car you're driving.
No.
You know what I mean? It's maybe the area you're in because you live close to the water or you're on the water, and they just don't want to insure it.
And I don't see any relief in sight.
No, and the crazy thing about that was, I mean, don't get me wrong, hurricanes had a lot to do with it, but the actual leading cause of why it's so expensive is the lawyers. Drive down US 19. How many billboards do you see where it's like, in an accident, call 1-800-US, and it's like...
I mean, it's just...
They drove the prices to the ceiling.
And the homeowners insurance is just, between the hurricanes, fraud, just everything, it's just...
Well, now you get people who drop the hurricane portion of the home insurance.
They go bare, but you can't have a mortgage.
No, that's true, yeah.
But this is my recommendation. If you're going to drop your homeowner's insurance because you don't have a mortgage, at least go a la carte. Ask if you get fire, theft, and liability. That's really important.
Yeah.
All right. Fact number 3, year-round sunshine and heat. Expect hot, humid summers, mild winters. Air conditioning is not optional. It's a survival thing. I don't know how they did it, at the turn of the century when,
Maybe it wasn't as hot down here then? I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
what is it? We got a nice breeze here, and it's 90 degrees. You know what I'm saying?
But seriously, when the air conditioning came out, the 40s maybe? I don't know.
Well, air conditioning's been around for a while.
Hey, if anybody knows when air conditioning came out,
but it was kind of like industrial air conditioning. Ice cream plants, things like that. Refrigeration.
Yeah, refrigeration. I know about
which
that.
Which is air conditioning.
I'm talking about regular air conditioning.
Yeah, but air for your house, who knows? I don't know when.
I'll tell you one thing. If you live in Florida, and it's summer, and your air conditioner breaks, you're going to be calling every air conditioning company you could find, or a friend, anybody that can get it going, and you don't ask them about what's your price. You're just going to say, come fix the air
Oh
conditioner.
yeah, I just had mine tuned up. Literally 2 weeks ago, I had to get a new start capacitor and a little bit over a pound of air condition of Freon put in. It was like a little over a pound, and the service call and everything, it was $435.
That's not bad.
And exactly, that's actually a good price.
You know, I change my air conditioner whether it's working or not. Like even it's every 5 years, I change it.
That's crazy.
I have two of them. I change the air handlers and the condensers.
Yeah, but you have two. You have a big house because you got 2 floors. You know, so
I change
and
them
you
both.
run yours 24/7.
Yeah, Tanya keeps it like 69, 70 degrees.
Yeah,
in the
yours
house.
is constantly on.
Okay, fact number 4: hurricane season is real. If you're coming down to Florida, there is no safe spot in Florida. Okay, if you have to exit Florida, there's only pretty much one direction to go. That's north. Okay, you might go years and years without being affected by a hurricane, and then you might go for 2 or 3 years. So if you're worried about storms and hurricanes, Florida's not for you.
Unless you know how to figure it out, meaning like you buy a house that's lifted, 12, 16, 18 feet. You can put your car somewhere and you got a metal roof and,
But I'm telling you, I know people just in this neighborhood over here in Hudson that they have stilt houses here, and after the last 2 years and the hurricanes, they're like, we're selling.
Well, you know what it is also? People get that, I don't know, it's kind of like a sticker shock. It's like, I can't take the hurricane anymore, and then they leave. And then you realize that wherever you went, it isn't much better. I'm not saying even though there's no hurricanes there, hurricanes, when they come in, you're only talking about a couple of hours. The damage can last for weeks or months. But if you got your place set
There's
right...
people from last year hurricane that are the house right next door to us.
That's because
it's still in studs.
they don't have the money to, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If you set yourself up like you got the money, you can figure it out, you can pay for the insurance,
but
you'll be great. But if you can't, you really got to think about it.
You really have to think about it.
You got to be like, can I drop $100,000 out of my pocket today?
Okay, fact number 5. Popular with retirees, Florida is one of the largest population of retirees in the U.S., which affects healthcare infrastructure and community dynamics. Listen, a lot of people now are retiring in Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina. I do understand that, and there's some exodus out of Florida, but overall, we still a retirement state. So it's common to be driving down the road and you see older people driving down the streets or at the grocery store. We are a retirement place. People want to get away from the cold, and the ice and the snow, and they just want to have nicer weather all year round.
Yeah, Florida is, I think the other places might be a little bit cheaper because they're not considered like vacation kind of, like, Tennessee. You know what I mean? Parts of Tennessee, because you're not sitting on the water, things like that. So Florida, there's a lot of cost to living in Florida.
Okay, fact number 6. Tourism never ends. Expect traffic crowds, especially near beaches, Disney World, and major attractions.
Every day.
Listen, it used to be that, like when I moved here, 2009, I forgot when I bought the place here. But when I moved here, it was during the winter, the roads were jam-packed. Then in the summer, it lightened up, but we still had traffic. Now that's all gone. It's jam-packed in the summer and in the winter.
Oh, yeah, it's 24/7, 7 days a week.
And they're building so much still in Florida, which I don't understand. They're building the houses like 8 feet apart from each other. They're pushing them all in, but I don't know if they're taking the roads into consideration, because
they're not.
They're building some houses by my house, on a road, and
the exit in and out is 1 lane each way.
Yeah, and it's so narrow and stuff. And I'm talking about they're building thousands of homes.
I know, and they can't even sell them.
Even where you are, they're building thousands of homes.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I have no idea why they're doing that. But yeah, so that's going to affect you. Okay, tourism. Okay, fact number 7. Everybody says alligators are everywhere. That's not true. Listen, the ponds, the lakes, yes, you have to be careful, okay? Don't get me wrong.
Well, anything that's fresh water.
Yeah, but no, I seen them in salt water. I seen them in actually the canal.
You do, but it's because you got a mangrove across and there's probably like a pond in there, so they can only last in salt water. The only saltwater crocs, alligators are in Asia. We don't really have any here. They can come into the water, but only for a couple hours, like 2-3 hours, and they got to go back to fresh water.
But my point is, you don't have to, they're not at every turn. Yes, be careful near water and
they're
stuff.
not aggressive.
Well, if you hassle them, they can.
Oh, no, they are. But what I'm saying is, but they're not seeking you out. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing. But if you you hit them with a boat, they become aggressive. Hit them with a paddle, they become aggressive.
Well, like if you're walking a dog near a pond, you have a little dog,
They're going to go for the dog because they see that as prey,
So anyways, it's not like they're part of your everyday occurrences, okay?
No.
That's like what some people make it say.
You actually got to go seek them out if you want to see them.
Okay. Fact number 8, affordability. While it was affordable at one point, back in the day.
1970?
No, even 10 years ago it was more affordable.
Well, it was. You know what it was? Actually, it was affordable up to the day that they declared like the COVID, thing.
After that, everything went stupid.
Yeah.
Is Florida affordable? Absolutely not. That's a fact, okay? Unless you're very wealthy. But the average income of people, this is my opinion, challenge me if not, it's not affordable, especially in cities like Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach.
It's expensive.
All those areas.
And if you go to the East Coast, it's even more money.
It's stupid. If you're thinking you're coming to Florida now, maybe if you're coming from California, New York, Connecticut,
where everything
Jersey,
was expensive,
maybe you'd be like, okay, it's not that bad, because I do run into people and they're like, oh, my property taxes are only $10,000. That's not bad.
Yeah, I know. You're like, what are you kidding me? But then you find out they were paying $23,000 or $25,000.
But
they were from.
as a Floridian, Floridians here, they're like, what the hell's going on? Like all these people are driving up prices and everything, and people are reaching their breaking point in Florida. So if you're coming from states like Alabama, the Midwest, some states, I'm not picking out, certain states, but a lower cost state, and coming to Florida, expect to pay more. That's the thing. Okay.
Just in your electric bill.
Fact number 9, okay? There is no real season. Say goodbye to.
There's no spring, winter, or fall. There's summer light.
Yeah, summer light. I mean, once a few days you get a fall sense. It depends. If you're in the Panhandle, it's a little bit more.
Oh yeah, because you're up north, a little further.
But if you're
north,
down towards Miami,
that's all year round.
I mean, the winters are beautiful, but if you really like winter, fall, spring, and summer, like true seasons,
you got to kind of go to North Carolina or higher.
Yeah, Florida's not for you.
No,
okay.
not at all.
Fact number 10. Beaches in every direction. You're never more than 60 miles away from the ocean or the Gulf, east or west. Believe it or not, I looked it up.
Really?
Yeah. No matter where you are in Florida, you're within 60 miles of a beach.
Oh, well, okay, so they dropped the pin dead center of the middle of Florida, and they just measured it out, which kind of makes sense, because if you say we're dead center, 60 miles to the west, 60 miles to the east, okay.
So basically, anywhere you live in Florida, if you want to get to the beach, plan on driving 60 miles.
Well, that's if you live in mid-Florida, in the middle of the state, yeah. Makes sense. But but technically there's not really beaches everywhere. Like by me, we only have the shelf where you can walk out very far. There's no real, like if you go to Sarasota and Clearwater, those are gorgeous beaches. By me, we don't really have a beach.
Let's just say, okay, change it from beaches to bodies of water that you could jump in the water. Okay, insects are a problem. Okay.
Yes and no. It's a 50-50.
All right, this is palmetto bugs, they look like giant roaches, fire ants, mosquitoes, or your roommates. If I have an exterminator that comes to my house every, I don't know.
Once a month kind of thing?
Yeah, or once every 2 months. I don't know how often, but I never see any bugs.
Because they come, they spray. I do the same thing in my house. It's once a month they come.
Really, if you're buying I wouldn't buy a wooden house on the ground. I would buy a stilt wooden house, but not on the ground.
Can they make wooden houses still?
Yeah.
They can?
But it depends on where it is, not along the seashore, but, I would worry about termites.
Yeah,
Termites are a big problem in Florida.
Yeah, like my house is made from cinder blocks, so I don't have that issue.
Okay, fact number 12, wild real estate market. The housing market is unpredictable. Okay, the housing market in Florida right now was up and then down, then we'll go back up and go down. And now we're heading direction of down. It's just a fact. We are. There's more houses for sale. People can't afford the insurance or the property taxes or getting relocated. During COVID, people were buying houses without even looking at them.
Oh yeah, it was a free for all.
It was a free-for-all.
Yeah.
So those days are over with. So if you're planning to come here to Florida and buy a house, over time it will appreciate. But if you're looking for a short-term appreciation,
No way.
Forget about Florida. This is not the state for you, okay? Tolls on roads, lots. Pretty much every road we go on lately has been a toll road.
Any, like the freeways, yeah, there's a couple of them by us here that have, and they're not like, it's kind of a weird toll too. It's like you go 3 miles, pay another 25 cents, go 2 miles, pay 25 cents.
So you're not on the highway much, it's something about $1, $1.50,
well,
$2.
What is it, the $5.89? Yeah. What is that?
Yeah,
like every couple of miles, it's another couple of whatever it is.
It adds up, and then there's not like there's a toll booth. You're getting either charged by the plate, and they'll mail you a bill,
or you have the Sun Pass.
Or you have the Sun Pass.
Yeah.
Literally, me as a home inspector, I drive so much. My toll, so I probably spend $150 a month.
Really?
On tolls.
That's crazy. I spend nothing because I go nowhere. So.
No, but it's a fact.
But you don't. But you wouldn't want to. If you had to drive the regular surface streets, it would take you forever to get anywhere.
Oh yeah, it would take me forever. It would be stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Fact number 14. All right. Hard water problem. Florida has some of the hardest water in the country, meaning you'll deal with minerals buildup and possibly need a water softener. Every house I inspect, they're having hard water, including my house. I have to put a water softener in my house. Do you have a water softener?
No, but I'm getting one.
I don't know what it is with Florida water, why it's so hard, but if it'll ruin your dishwasher, washing machine.
You'll see. You just look at the shower. You'll see it around the knobs.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
shower, the
white calcium. Yeah,
everything. The toilets. It's crazy. So expect hard water in Florida. So get a water softener. Okay. Number 15. There's no emissions on vehicles. Over here, literally, there's no inspections on vehicles, and I'm like, I see some cars driving down the street. And I'm not judging, okay, but I see some, like, I pull away from them because I don't know if they have brakes.
That's true. Oh, my God. I thought you were going to go with the old diesels. You took me by surprise with the brakes. And you were so right. I wasn't even thinking that.
No tail lights working.
Oh, my gosh. Some of them don't even have bumpers and hoods.
Yeah, I've seen cars with front hood with ropes tied to hold it down.
I know. Yeah.
And they're legal. No inspections.
Nothing.
No emissions. Like, they could be driving down the street and big poofs of black smoke coming out.
That's where I thought you were going with it, the old diesel.
No, I see. And the whole thing is when you're saying the old diesel, it makes sense. Like, I see people, I'm at a red light with an old diesel next to me, and they have to slam the gas to put a big puff of smoke, and then they make it up to the next light, and I'm there anyways.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if you have the newer diesel, then you're okay. But the old ones, so it's mostly a lot of the big tractor-trailer trucks you see that on. But they're old. They're good 15, 20 years old.
Okay, fact number 16, because people asked me about this, so I put it on the list, and I came up with this list, by the way. I'm sure I'm missing a few things, but comment below. Sinkholes can be a real threat. Parts of Central Florida are prone to sinkholes due to limestone, bedrock, and just soft soil and everything. So, sinkholes, I'm not saying you have to worry about sinkholes everywhere. I guess you do have to worry about sinkholes everywhere.
A lot of the problem, like not by me, but several miles away from me over the weekend, they just had a sinkhole problem where the road collapsed. And not big, but like 5 feet of it or something.
I mean, there was one house there was such a big sinkhole, the guy was in Tampa, remember?
He was sleeping? The guy sleeping and he died. It sucked him right in. Yeah.
The rest of the house was there, but it sucked his
bedroom and his bed, and it covers you over the dirt, and he was gone. Yeah, it's like quicksand.
What a way to go!
I know. It's like, oh my God,
that was horrible.
I know.
You're sleeping, and then you fall into a hole.
Man, I know, and you're done with. But the thing is a lot of these sinkholes are because contractors came in because it's all wooded areas, and they cut the trees down, and they didn't root the tree out correctly.
They do that over here
now. And it rotted out, and that creates the sinkhole because now you have an open hole 8-10 feet because where the roots were, and it wasn't prepared right.
Yeah. All right. Fact number 17. Theme parks aren't just for tourists. Many locals take advantage of residence discounts at regular Disney, Universal, Busch Gardens. You do get discounts if you're a Florida resident.
Especially with the Disney. You have a lot of Disney people here, like everything Disney, you know what I mean? And they go like every weekend.
People actually move to Florida
to live there.
to be near Disney.
They have that whole like
I
villages
would, I
thing.
would never live near Orlando and deal with that traffic.
Oh,
ever.
and Orlando is hot.
Oh yeah, Orlando's hot. There's tourists, and it's a little more expensive because they have tourist prices there. But I could literally leave where we are right now, make it to Disney in the morning, what, an hour and a half?
About that, give or take.
Okay, and then spend the whole day there, and then just drive back.
Yeah. I know, because from my house, Disney is only, what is it, 72 miles away or something like that? 68, 72 miles away?
Yeah, but it's just,
it's the traffic. You'd think that would be an hour.
Like
but
on Route 4, there's a part of it, I don't care what time of day it is, you're hitting traffic.
Yeah, you're just stuck for an hour,
You're
just sitting there.
You're just stuck. I mean, Florida's not that wide. We go to St. Augustine all the time. We go right across, you know?
Yeah.
And
Florida's just long.
Yeah, it's long. That's why the problem with the hurricanes, when people have to, head north, it's like, okay, get out of the way. Well, where are you going to go? East, west, south? Usually the hurricanes are coming from the south. You're like, all right, head north. So is everybody else,
Yeah, you're stuck in traffic, and you really got nowhere to go. And hurricanes, I mean, you do get the heads up. Like, if we get one here, you got to take the boat off. You know what I'm saying? Grab the trailer.
Yeah.
And either you lock it to the ground here, or you take it inland somewhere, like in a Target parking lot or something like that, where it's going to be safe.
Remember the last hurricane, my boat?
It was floating how high?
I literally strapped it. The hurricane was so bad that I strapped it to the trailer, and I got a phone call, and I anchored it, and I tied it up. That I got a phone call that my boat is floating with the trailer, like over the fence. I'm talking about 4-foot fence, all the way across, making circles. And then when the water finally receded, it receded right by the water over here with a landed boat, the trailer on it.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Put it this way, if you wouldn't have anchored it, that thing would have floated out to sea with the trailer.
With the trailer.
Yeah, it was a good thing that you ran that anchor through the ground. What'd you go, 5 feet down or so?
No, I tied it to a pole over there. And stuff.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
But they say it was literally doing 360s.
And think about it, that's heavy.
Yeah, now this boat over here is a little bigger, so this one I'll take out of here.
Yeah.
Anyways, how many things did I miss? These are the facts that I came out, I sat down this morning during breakfast, I wrote them all down, and I was like, all right, these are the facts about Florida.
No, yeah, I don't think you missed any. I think you probably threw in a couple.
Why don't you comment below? Tell me if I missed anything. In the meantime, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. It helps out the algorithm, and I'm trying to build up the channel. It's very motivational. It's greatly appreciated. And if you have any questions, my phone number is below, and there's a link below to get in contact with me. Thank you, and have a great day, and we'll speak to you on the next one. Hey, watch this video right here. I picked it out just for you guys. It's a really good video, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.